Too much internet.
And welcome to another episode of the Too Much Internet Podcast, your weekly fix for your strange web addictions. Mi nombre is Eddin. Her nombre, which I don't know. Well, I feel like it always shows the way I record. This is Karina over here. That's Hector right over here. And then we have a special guest right here by the name of LeaveAScar. Everybody clap it up for LeaveAScar. Yes, yes. Can you tell us what you do, please?
Hello, I am a music producer slash rapper slash songwriter. I do other things too, but yeah,
she's a multi-talented artist. We'll leave it at that. Yeah?
Yes.
Perfect. So, that being said, the first time I ever met you, or well, not met you, I think the first time I ever saw you, the first time I ever saw you was, Karina, were you there with me? Was at Calico Jack's. Do you remember that?
I remember Calico Jack's, but I don't remember that moment.
Yes. It was one of our dear friend Arlene's birthday.
Yes, I remember her. You weren't DJing. You were like
I was not
out?
DJing. I was just chilling and enjoying the half. When Calico Jack's had, I don't know if you guys know what Calico Jack's is, but Calico Jack's was a spot before COVID too, on 42nd Street, that for some reason everybody and their mother every week, if you had given them your number, you would get a happy hour or half off of drinks every single time, no matter what the situation was. So that had happened with our friend Arlen. Hey Arlen, shout out to Arlen.
Cheap drinks.
And then we'd get really cheap drinks or buckets and stuff. So that's the first time I knew you. But then we've definitely have done a photo shoot before, and I've seen your stuff across like my feed mad times, obviously because I follow you on social media. But you recently came out with something that I'm not gonna say spooked the fuck out of me. Because I feel like that's too generous. It scared the shit out of me because I was just like, what the fuck is this? But can you let us know can you let everybody here know what is Here Comes Mommy?
Okay, so Here Comes Mommy is the second single that I released as under my moniker LeaveAScar, and it's kind of this punk, No Doubt style influence song. I kind of do a lot of yelling. I just had fun with it. I don't take my singing too seriously because I can't really sing. So I just like to play around and explore my voice as a performer. And the music video, because of COVID, and a lot of artists have made animated music videos because they don't have access to actual people, unfortunately. I came up with a visual after watching the movie The People Under the Stairs. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's from the 90s.
I've never seen it.
No. It's from the 90s. Do I want to say Spike Lee directed it? I think he did.
1991.
Yeah, and it takes place in this old Victorian house, and it's just really creepy and scary. So when I have a song and I want to make a video for it, I entertained like any visuals that come to my head. So yeah, I came up with that idea. And then of course I love The Shining. A lot of people do. So those were my two big inspirations. And I wanted something creepy. Right. And I asked my animator I asked him to make it back in April. And it ended up taking longer than I expected, but I think October was the perfect time to release it. So,
no doubt.
Yeah.
Now, the first time I saw and heard this was on like probably IG, or you did like a snippet on IG where it was you in studio recording this, right? And the funniest thing about that video to me was she's like in the studio. For anybody who hasn't watched it, make sure you go to her. Is your Instagram LeaveAScar as well?
Yes, it's LeaveAScar with 2 R's because someone beat me to it.
Bet. So it's LeaveAScar with 2 R's. So don't forget about that. But when I went to watch the video, it's just you like looking straight into the camera. Mouthing the words. I'm assuming the track was done for a long while, and then obviously the animation took a bit, and then COVID, etc. And then so it's like her. I think you had pigtails on, or variation pigtails, and then the first thing she does, which is what made me still keep watching the video, was that she grabbed a bunny from like a phone stand or like a mic stand, and I was like, oh shit, we're on for a fucking ride. And then I heard the yikes part, and I was just like, oh, all right, bet. Got it.
They really wanted to name the song Yikes, But Nicki Minaj came out with a song called Yikes, and then I looked up you look up a title to a song, and there's probably 5,000 songs with that name, and I was just like, I'll do Here Comes Mommy. Yeah. No, but really, I was like, damn it. But it wouldn't have been the worst thing. In my head, it kind of still is Yikes, but I put Here Comes Mommy because I don't know. I guess I repeat it more than once, so I was like, that will be the title.
Or like dark like narrative songs and videos. Like, has that always been your thing? When it comes to like the stuff that you put out on the web, or did you like kind of just slowly now turn into that? Because I've seen some other stuff you've done before when it comes to like music in particular.
I don't know why. I'm drawn to more dark things. I love watching, these paranormal investigation like YouTube videos, even though half of them are hoaxes, but they still scare me. I'm a big scaredy cat, which is kind of ironic. Like, why do I like scary stuff so much if like I can't sleep at night? Like, it affects me. I don't know if that's like a psychological issue, but
you gotta watch cartoons.
Yeah.
Just to go to sleep.
That's a buffer.
But it's interesting. I don't know. And I used to watch a lot of these like Nuke's Top 5. Like, he'll do a montage of scary clips. And I don't know, true crime and all that stuff. I'm really drawn to it. So, yeah, I don't think I started making music like, oh, it's going to be dark and this video is going to be, this grainy color palette. But yeah, like I said, when I listen to my music, I visualize it and I let like the colors and the ideas come to me. I try not to be biased towards the fact that I do like, darker things.
It just so happens to be like that. Now, when it comes to like Here Comes Mommy, what space did you get into? Because for me, so Hector has worked on a number of like scary, I guess you could say like short films or short episodes.
The web series.
A web series, right?
Cool.
With in which her name is Kimberly Flores.
Oh yeah.
And so I've like seen them and I'm like, this is dope in the aspect of like, I don't know where to reach a dark space or not. I don't even think it needs to be a dark space, or I just don't know how to be like, all right, well, let's be scary. I'll be like, financial debt. Like, that's scary to me. Like uncertainty and wealth in future. Like that's stuff that's scary to me. But some people reach to this, like, I'm not gonna say traditional, but like, I see like some stuff that you have here. It's like with the blood and the darker tones and the dark figures. Like, how do you usually get that idea across to your platform?
What do you mean by how do I get the idea across? So
like, how okay, so you're okay. I know you don't just particularly lean to being dark and scary, but how do you go, all right, this is like, you did one version of dark and scary. You're like, how do I do another one and another one and another one? Like some DJ Khaled of like scary content.
Right. Like what's next? I honestly, I don't think that far ahead, and that might be to a fault, because as an artist you should have a thorough plan, but I don't think that far ahead as far as how will I do something that's like this but different enough. I would describe my aesthetic as spooky meets bougie, because I still love makeup and the putting on a sexy dress and all of that stuff. I love being glamorous, but I also like the weird aspect of I'm drawn to weird things, and what's weird to me might not be weird to someone else. But I like to think like I'm unconventionally attractive. Like I don't like looking like pretty. I'm not afraid to like make facial expressions. I'm not afraid to do comedic skits and be a little ugly or even be a little cringy. I'm pretty okay with myself, and it's taken me a while to get there, to be honest. But with my music, I make it and then I kind of see it for what it is. And I was doing some branding during COVID, and I was like, what is it? What do I do? Like, what is the one constant thing? And I think I'm spooky meets bougie. Like, it just sits well with me. It feels right. My stuff is darker, but it's still a little campy because at the end of the day, I don't take myself too seriously. And I'm just here to entertain, whether you're cheering me on or laughing at me. I'm still entertaining you. So.
Right. Now, I love that. I know everyone here nodded their heads when you say Spooky Meets Bougie. That's I've never heard that, and that's fire as hell.
I mean, that kind of reminds me like of Lady Gaga in a way. I see that. When she's doing the Fame Monster era, where she was kind of like spooky, but also did like very high fashion brands. So
she's a big inspiration for me. I mean, she's an Italian from New York, so am I. I mean, I'm also Latina, but
yeah,
I'm really like white, if you haven't noticed. I don't know. My family raised me.
And if you want to notice how white she is, you go to youtube.com and you search too much into it.
If you want to see how white I am.
Hey, look, we gotta do all the plugs whenever it fits, all right? No, yeah.
Yeah, right. Oh my gosh, I lost my train of thought.
I'm sorry.
About Lady Gaga. Yeah. She's a beautiful, talented woman, but she's not afraid to dress like a man sometimes, or to wear 7-inch heels and have this huge headpiece on. And I admire her bravery just to express herself, because sometimes I wear 2 different earrings and I feel like I'm doing something. I mean, at least I'm being true to the fact that I don't really care that my earrings don't match. Right. I know it's not as groundbreaking as Gaga, but the fact that I feel comfortable enough to do it, like, that's good enough for me.
Right. Now you said, like, with this, all the scary stuff and all the music stuff, there's also a goofy side of you. And I saw that on your YouTube channel, you do some vlogging. Why did you start vlogging, and how did you like incorporate it with like people in your life, like your fiance?
I don't know why I started vlogging, to be honest with you. I think I was watching a lot of I mean, they're a little controversial now, but Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson. And I just thought, like, this is really cool. People just everyday things that sometimes I do, sometimes you do. I think it's so interesting looking into people's life. And me, this is like, I feel like a creep for this, but like, I'm a big people watcher. Okay. I know I
watch all the time.
I just look at. Yeah, you do? You guys do? Good. Okay. Okay, let's normalize people watching. Okay. Yeah, no, but I mean, the thing is, I hate being watched, but I love to people watch. And when someone is watching me, I feel them watching me. And then when I'm watching someone, I'm like, damn it, they must know I'm watching them. But I find individuals fascinating, and I think especially when I was really into acting, like, you have to study people. You're told to eavesdrop on a subway conversation. Yeah. And that just fascinates me. And then as someone with social anxiety, I'm like, wow, that's how you talk to people. Like, that's how you don't make things awkward. Like, I don't know. It's kind of corny, but that's like kind of how I learned to converse.
No, that's up. That makes sense. Yeah. And I feel like a lot of artists, now that you said that out loud, like, I feel like a lot of artists are just socially awkward, and their form or whatever medium of art they're into is usually the way they get to communicate with other people. It's just funny to think like, okay, that's how we get to talk. That's how we get to tell you how we feel. There's no other way to do it except for this, like this video, this painting, this song, etc. Now, I'm curious, what is your technique with people watching? Like, how do you make sure that you're not caught? Like, how do you just like look that way and then you're just like looking to the side, or and have you been caught before?
Yeah, I've been caught before, and it's like the worst feeling. Like, you feel like a loser when someone makes eye contact with you because they felt you looking at them. Because when a creepy guy is looking at me on the train, like, I make eye contact with him. It's a silent way of saying, I know you're being a creep, like, stop looking. And 99% of the time, they feel embarrassed or uncomfortable or, caught. So they stop looking, and they're awkwardly staring like an inch to the left. But like, that was the right, but still. But when people watch, I would like to think that they don't know I'm watching them. I usually if someone is interesting enough to me, the funny thing is I don't look at people that I feel want attention. So if someone is practicing, you know, their dance moves on the train, I'm not interested in you. I'm interested in the person who's like reading a book or who looks like they're holding back tears until they get home. Like, or if someone's got like a really cool, you know what's funny?
You saw Karina on the train? Like, what's up? It sounds like both. She's both. She's reading the book and holding back tears. Like, I don't
no, that's horrible.
And then Hector's the one that's dancing. Like, no doubt.
That was a dance. She came at me.
I'm sorry. It's like not captivating enough for me. No, I have been that person that has cried in public before. I've done that so many times. And like when I see someone doing it, I'm just like, damn, that sucks. And then when it's me, I'm like, I can't help it. Like, I can't hold it back.
Do you guys like have whenever you guys see people cry, does it make you want to cry? Like when people see people vomit, does it make you want to vomit?
Well, for me, no. I easily feel other people's emotions. So yeah, if someone's crying, I'm thinking, you know, did someone they love just pass away? Like, what horrible thing is happening? I'll cry at anything. I'll watch, you know, a cartoon and I'll cry because, you know, the mom has such a strong bond with her daughter. Like, I'm easily emotionally moved, which again, like, helps you as a performer.
Did you cry to Coco?
Oh my gosh, I did. But I was thinking there was an animated movie that Inside Out made me cry so much.
Gosh, I've heard so many people say that made them cry and stuff.
Sad.
And I'm just like, sadness is bugging, bro.
I mean, all I hear is Phyllis from The Office because it's her. So I'm just like, oh, damn it. Like, I wish I could separate your face from the character. But
Phyllis.
No, she did a great job. But she does have this like dopey voice that makes you feel sad. Yeah. But I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but I cried when a certain character, you know, stayed.
Yeah. Turned inside out. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Turned inside out.
Same.
No.
I can't. So, that movie didn't hit it for me.
It didn't do it for you?
It did not hit it for me.
Can I be honest with you? When Toy Story, which one is the one where they almost all died? That was part 3.
That's 3, yeah.
I remember, damn, that was like a decade ago. Do you guys remember seeing on Facebook all your high school friends saying, oh my gosh, I cried at the end. Oh my gosh.
Rachel, hold on. You just said that was a decade ago and you made me feel old, and it was.
Wasn't it? It was
10 years ago. It was 10 years ago. Wow. That's wild. It was. Yeah, officially 10 years ago, June 18th. Sorry, I didn't want to digress.
No, you're good. It felt like a decade ago, but I remember since I was hearing so many people saying, "Oh, the last part's so sad," I started crying. When it came on, I didn't cry, and I think that was me kind of. I think that's like the rebel in me trying not to be like the rest of the crowd. I'm like,
I do that all the time.
Why are you guys crying? And like, I even remember. She's like, but just I'm not gonna lie. You know, at one point, I was like, wait, are they actually gonna burn in the fire? Because I was like, everyone's crying. Something really horrible had to happen, but they didn't end up dying. I'm just spoiling all these Pixar.
It's okay. It's been 10 years. Watch it by now.
If you haven't watched it, it's a little too late now.
You should know.
They have a fourth one, guys. Come on. And there's
they have a fourth one.
Yeah, I didn't watch that one, but apparently kids were fascinated by the Fapoon or Sporky, whatever it is called.
Oh yeah,
Sporky?
Is it Sporky?
Was it
Fapoon.
Sporky? I don't know. He was all like, he was cute.
He was all sport. Is it not Sporky? Hold on. Let's
I don't remember.
Oh, Forky, not. Oh, there you go. Why Forky? Okay, so first, let me just say something real quick.
He's a fork.
Before we digress really far.
He's a spork.
So he's a spork, right? But the first thing that came up when I put Sporky was Variety, by the way, the Variety YouTube channel. It says, Toy Story Forecast explains why Forky isn't named Sporky. Like, what?
They go into detail.
Because he wants to be a fork.
Yeah.
He's
he
like,
wants
I can't.
To be trash.
He wants to be trash?
He is trash. He knows he's
Oh
trash.
yes, he just wants to be thrown out. He's like, like my purpose is not this. Like
what the fuck kind of movie is this?
He was born into misery.
Yeah.
He just got to try to go into the
he
trash.
was born to die, like full on Lana Del Rey.
Hey yo, y'all want to watch that?
Romanticizing death.
Oh my god.
Woody got him to see the brighter side of things. So
Yeah.
Yes,
oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Is that how you feel when you like don't want to make a fourth movie? You're just like, yo, we just want to be done with this. We want to be thrown in the trash. Come on, let's be real here. We could have ended at Toy Story 2. There's a lot of unnecessary sequels, and now that we're like, what was another sequel that we had? I feel like as like our generation, I mean, everyone here was born in the 90s, right?
Yes, sir. Well,
Right.
I'm saying yes for myself.
Yeah. I'm 94. Karina's 94. Rachel, what are you, if you don't mind
I'm
saying?
94.
94. And Hector's the 80s.
that's
Let's just be real here. Anytime on this podcast, everybody here listening and watching on this podcast, and if you're not watching, you go to youtube.com, you search so much and check. Just know every time age is mentioned, it is a setup for me talking about how Hector is older than all of us. That's the point.
He's not that old though.
What the fuck up?
Hector is closer to 30 than he is 20. Let's be real here.
Stop
We are really close to 30. Next year we're going to be in our late 20s.
He's 29 next month.
Shut up.
So what?
He has to be the elder of the group. It is destined.
Stop mentioning age.
Every time we talk about this, I see a gray hair pop out.
Damn, you're stressing Hector. Leave him alone.
All of that is just to say that there's so many sequels, and I'm getting tired of it already. I mean, I don't think this generation has sequels like that, but back then there was. I mean, before Toy Stories, let's be real here. Did we need all that?
I think 3 was nice.
Yes.
4 was kind of unnecessary.
No, I could
You gotta
agree.
make 5.
A fifth one, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. I feel like the only really great sequel that I'm so glad they made was Shrek 2.
Shrek 2 was good.
And like they didn't have to go that hard, but they did.
They did it for us.
I loved that movie. But yeah, like again, I agree with you, Eddin. Like thirds and fourths and fifths. Like, what is this? No,
Let me show you where Shrek went wrong.
I actually enjoy.
Then there was Shrek the Third.
You like all of the sequels of Shrek?
There was Shrek the Third, and then Shrek Forever After, and then there was Puss in Boots, which I think Puss in Boots had to be done.
I mean, yeah, I love Antonio Banderas. That was actually a good movie. I forgot about Puss in Boots.
That was a fire ass movie, and that had the cat that went ooh. I don't know. You guys remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
But yeah, too many sequels. Rachel.
Yes.
I want to mention something that I realized when I was watching one of your vlogs, and you and your fiance, which congratulations to you and your fiance. I'm sure COVID delay. Oh, is that how you do that? Is that what you always do? Do you always do thank you and then you show up the ring?
No, for a while though, I kept doing this or this when I talk to people, and I'm like, I'm too much. This is
when you get to digress as always. When you get engaged, right? Do you start hoping people ask you about the ring? What do you like? How do you let people know you're engaged without being like, yo,
I'm engaged.
I'm engaged.
I don't know. I guess like being engaged, it's made me realize how much people look at people's hands, because like they only know when I have some, because I have the ring on. They don't know when this is gone. And I do take it off for some shoots and stuff. It happens, but I wear it pretty much everywhere. It's funny, like a lot of, I've been engaged for almost 2 years. So a year and a half ago, I ran into, someone who I used to be really close with, but life just drifted us apart. And it felt like those like rom-coms where it's like the corny best friend is like, oh my gosh, congratulations. Like I couldn't believe it. It felt so inauthentic. And I just thought like, wait, who's actually happy for me? And the engagement happened really fast that like my family, they were too busy being like, wait, what? To be like super happy at first. And it kind of sucked. It did kind of suck. But they've gotten to know Anthony and they think he's fabulous. But usually younger girls see this, and they get really excited because when you're younger, like, you're more naive and you're like, Beyonce. Whoa. And I'm here like, we can't afford the wedding. Like, this is like,
this is a facade.
I keep saying, like, which I am. I'm okay with the long engagement, and so far so good. It's almost 2 years engaged. Because weddings are really expensive and
super
way too expensive.
Yeah, I don't want to start my marriage, God forbid, struggling. In debt. Let's be real. Yeah, in debt. I'm glad you said it. I was going to say struggling financially, but
debt.
In debt. Debt.
I feel like that makes a lot of sense, and I always think that if you're even engaged like firsthand, that's just like you're there. You're there. I mean, what happens? Let's be real here in the like technicalities. What happens if you want to get all fancy? I don't know. Y'all get married in church, or you get married at some fancy or cute place, or whatever of your choice, and then technically y'all just sign a paper, and you're like, cool, we're married. I've seen it before with like weddings I've taken photos for. Like they just had a reception, but literally it went to like City Hall, just signed a paper, and they're like together with the pen like this. Right? I'm about to sign. They're like, and then they sign the paper, and it's like, cool, it's done. Yeah. But the reason why I mentioned your fiance, Anthony, that's his name, right?
Yes.
Is because you guys did a video, and I don't know why I'm blanking on the title.
You're talking about a vlog.
It was a vlog. Yes, it was the True for Drink. That's what it was. It was the True for Drink.
Yeah.
There was other than the fact that Chris Christie is the thumbnail, there was one part where I felt for him because I felt like he did not understand something that he did wrong. Right, even though it's a vlog. So, if you guys didn't know, you guys could go watch this on her YouTube channel, which you are.
Don't bring it up.
No, I gotta do it. It's too late. It's too late. It's LeaveAScar, Rachel Navarro, but it's LeaveAScar. That's how you look for her YouTube channel. Or if you go on her Instagram, LeaveAScar with 2 R's. I'm sure it's all linked there. I think you have a link tree.
Her link tree, yeah.
She has a link tree. Yeah. And so they do True for Drink, which is, I'm assuming you tell the truth or you start drinking, etc. which to digress even more, what is your usually preferred drink?
I mean, when I went to bars, it was usually like Jack Honey and Coke. But
that used to be my shit too. Yes.
Yeah, that stuff is good and it gets the job done. But
100%.
Your shit used to be everything. Just saying.
Which one?
His shit used to be everything. That's
everything was my no, but Jack Honey was like my
everything.
Jack Honey, when like I turned 21, was like, ooh, like I don't really want the hard taste of whiskey, but I'm gonna just have Jack Honey, which is just sweeter. And then there's like another whiskey that also does the honey version and tastes horrible. But that being said, look, drink whiskey.
Oh,
man.
Hey,
go figure.
I like
Stop promoting. We're not gonna.
Okay, so you guys played the game, and then I think the question was, what was the worst kiss you've had? Right, and which is by the way the first question they started with, I think. The first question, right?
Right off the bat.
Yeah, we dove in.
I'm not gonna lie, I was laughing my ass off so hard that I took a fucking picture of it because I was just like, I was like, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. And Anthony, if you watch this or hear this, I want to let you know, buddy, we're watching out for you, right? So
you put it on blast. So I don't even really watch it.
It's too late. It's too late. So I think she goes, oh, like I don't really remember, which I think she really just didn't remember. But he was like, yeah, there was this one girl back then. She was in that good. And he went on for like not even a long story, for a mile story. But her face was just like, stop telling this fucking story. As soon as, bruh, that's because if I started talking about how I used to kiss another girl, and I'm not saying that you're like possessive or anything, you could tell me otherwise, right? As soon as I saw that, right, her face changed so fast.
Are you serious?
Bruh, and I was watching the video, I was like, stop. And he just wouldn't stop. And I'm just like, oh my God, her face. Yeah, that's like the first thing.
The entire time, like I was just, I guess I can't hide it.
Bro, it's funny to think what happens in people's subconscious. Is that the proper way to say that? Like in their subconscious mind or in the subconsciousness? Yeah. Because like all those tendencies just flourish unintentionally.
That's so
like
sad.
You're just like it's not even sad. It's the most legitimate response. Like, have you guys ever heard about micro reactions? That's a thing.
Like the micro expressions.
Yeah, micro expressions. There you go. And I remember hearing about that. And if you guys don't know what that is, it's basically just like a millisecond or like a half a second or whatever is where you show your true feeling in response to some sort of news, fact, or idea you've heard and received. So like. That was genuinely Rachel's response.
That was like a macro expression, though.
It was a macro aggression, is what that was.
I like that. No, honestly, I mean, I've gotten a lot better, but I used to be just so jealous, just in general. I mean, I'm a Taurus. So
man, horoscopes, let's do this. What is Taurus? We always get there somehow when it comes to our guests.
Oh really? Okay, so like I feel bad because for years I would say, I'm not that into astrology, but I'm definitely aware of astrology and it could be freakishly accurate, so I respect it for that. So when people describe Tauruses to me, I'm like, oh yeah, I am stubborn. Yeah, I am loyal. Yeah, I do get jealous. Yeah, I could be incredibly lazy. So I'm like, I mean, if the shoe fits, I guess I'm a Taurus.
Right.
But yeah, so it's funny that you noticed that.
I my girlfriend, she's gonna hear this. She can get very jealous. And which is why the first one, as soon as he started, first of all, I've seen so many memes. I don't know if you ever, I mean, you're on TikTok, right?
Me,
or you're not on TikTok? Yes.
Yeah, no,
so like I'll enjoy those like jealous girlfriend memes and shit like that because it's just funny, it's relatable. And then like I always realize that it's just like don't start talking about another girl in front of your girl. That's what I've learned. Just don't do that ever in any case. And as soon as he started doing that, I was like, I'm gonna look at Rachel's response and see how she's giving him a death stare, and you're just like, it was the first minute of the video. I was like, no. I wanted to change the title as "Men Caught Dead." Like I don't know. I didn't know what his true response was gonna be, but he was just nonchalant. He didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah, no, it's so sad because he could be so oblivious to me sometimes. Like I could be choking on an olive and like he doesn't even. Like no lie, like he doesn't even realize, and I'll be like, "Babe, I was choking," and he was like, "Oh, I didn't notice." Like we were watching the show.
Damn,
like,
so
do
focused.
you understand? One day it's gonna be just us in a house. Like I'm supposed to depend on you, and that's really stressful.
What's the global sign of I'm choking?
Oh, I think I was just like like that, you know. Mm-hmm. You know how choking people, you know how they do.
You choke?
I don't know.
Like,
it's so.
I feel like I guess it is this, right? And if you don't know what we're talking about, you go on YouTube.
But
stupid.
But like you gotta go like this to somebody. Like this is what I would do. I'm like, hey, what's up?
I don't know. I guess if I slam my diaphragm into a table, hopefully, like it projects out.
Like then he got
you were saying.
Yeah.
Does anything in terms of your relationship or your feelings in your relationship ever translate to your music?
Oh yes, totally. It's weird because he makes music too. Yes. And we kind of joke about the fact that we haven't made a love song about each other yet. But I think when he and I make music, we naturally just kind of talk about the things that we need to get off our chest or the things that make us feel more badass. Like lately I have a more sassy side when it comes to my music.
Okay.
I don't know. And also I do live with him. I'm constantly feeling love from him. So, I mean, I really don't know why. You made me think about it now that you said it. But I feel like when we do music, our minds are looking for a kind of creative escape. You know, let's get something else out there that's in our head, you know. Right. But I've started writing like a cute little song about him, but I don't know. The timing just hasn't felt like, yes, let's do it. Valentine's 2021. I don't know. Yeah.
Do you guys ever think about? Do you guys collaborate often, or ever think about collaborating, or is that a thing that you guys kind of don't want to step into each other's realm? Does he make the same, almost similar type of music, or does he make a whole different genre?
Oh goodness. I mean, he is so well versed when it comes to like hip hop, trap music, rap music. But he's done a lot of pop songs too. My music's all over the place. I make a good amount of my beats, but for example, he made the beat to Here Comes Mommy. And he, that was like, I don't know, it's hard for me to put a genre on my music since I kind of, there's yeah.
You do whatever the fuck you want, which I understand.
Yeah, and it feels better to me that way. But we did make a song together called Destiny, and we made that like in April. And imagine we were stuck in the house for already 8 weeks, and we were like, "What are we waiting for? Let's make a song together." So that was cool. Like, he did half of it, I did the other half, but he always mixes and masters it. I'm still learning that. So, I let him, take over when it comes to that.
Right. Okay. That's fire.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, that being said, we are going to transition to this week's topic, which is ASMR. I don't think that was a whisper. Lower? Okay.
Lower.
Go lower. You have to go lower.
ASMR. Is that better? Is that better?
More breathy.
Okay. ASMR. Ooh, that's good. I love that though. It has to be more breathy. Now I feel like I'm giving someone. I don't have hot breath right now, but I feel like I'm giving someone hot breath. Oh, you're just choking on it now. ASMR. I wanted to do this whole to get into the topic in all whisper, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I am such a loudmouth that I cannot fucking do that. So that being said, ASMR, and I've said this to myself 1,000 times, which I feel like podcasting is a form of ASMR, which we'll get into again. I've tried to say this 1,000 times, and let me tell you, ASMR out loud is hard. Autonomous sensory meridian response. Did I nail it, Karina? Because she gave me a breakdown earlier of what each one meant. I was like, holy shit, you prepped yourself.
I really did. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, great.
Exactly what that is.
All right, so in general, in a basic scheme of what ASMR is a whole section of the internet just absolutely loving certain sounds that make them feel tingly inside. That is probably the most, I don't know if you guys have ever explained, and I just realized this is what we'll do for the future episodes. There's a thing on Reddit called Explain Like I'm 5. ELI 5. So that's literally what it is. It is sounds and sensations that make you feel tingly inside. But when it comes to ASMR, it's like a person-to-person kind of thing, right? There are certain sounds, vibration, sensations that just kind of make you, I would say, feel or hit a certain note in your biochemistry. For example, are like things like spraying a water bottle, like the I'm obviously not doing the best imitation of it, right? There's stirring a bowl of soup, right? There's crinkling wrapping paper, and there's just like other stuff that, like getting a haircut, stuff like that could be such a sensation. Which for me, I'm not gonna lie.
Got one.
Oh, do it. I hear it's very faint. It's very faint. It's very faint.
I just hear the handle going here.
You gotta oil up that fucking spray bottle, bro. But even stuff like that is where ASMR comes in. Yeah, we're not prepped for ASMR in a sense, but I like one thing I do have here that I wanted to use was this.
That just sounds like a muffled mic.
I don't like that at all.
I actually really like that.
So you see that. So now that's the interesting part about ASMR. When you guys go and search ASMR on YouTube, and there's even playlists when it comes to Spotify. Certain sounds and certain sensations trigger some people, but not everybody. And for some people, it could be an absolute turnoff. For example, my girlfriend hates the sound of a fork being scraped across a plate. Have you guys heard what that sounds like?
Yes, I know.
Like people
I hate
hate.
You're not gonna do it. You're not
I
gonna
don't have a plate. I don't have a plate to do that.
do
But
it.
that being said, some people like a scratching sound like this.
Oh,
Stop it. Please stop it.
I like it.
Yeah, see that hits a sensation in people that it kind of freaks them out, or it gets them like kind of awake, and it's very weird when it comes to ASMR. The science of ASMR it's non-existent in its most part, but in an understanding of it, it's kind of based on, I'm going to say this properly, ready, because we had a problem with this when it came to doing creepypasta. Anecdotes. Got it?
Anecdotes, yeah.
Anecdotes.
You got that one.
Anecdotes around the internet. People get the feeling of ASMR from various triggers. Some people enjoy role plays in which someone gives them a close personal attention and whispers, while others like videos that show incredibly mundane tasks, such as spraying a bottle, keys. That's a big one for some people, even though I feel like keys freak me out. I feel like when I hear keys, I feel like someone's going to catch me doing something.
Same.
I like that.
Authorities coming.
Yeah, authorities coming.
Manager.
Exactly. Like the principal, a janitor. I'm in a room where I'm not supposed to be in. So I could see where there's like a close association with a sound and maybe a previous feeling or a memory. But the way I personally got introduced to ASMR was not through TikTok, but was it through Vine? Maybe Vine. Do you guys all know what Vine is?
Yes.
For the people who don't know, who aren't part of our generation, don't know what Vine is.
The youth.
The youth, yeah. It was before. It is what was TikTok, in my opinion. Even though TikTok, I think TikTok hits a whole level of creativity that's more musical. Which was made from, I think it was made from Musically, which makes a lot of fucking sense. But they would have people who would get slime, and they'll poke holes in slime. And
I love that.
yeah, they'll poke holes in slime, and you'll hear like a popping sound, like from slime.
Karina likes it.
One thing that hit me the most, she loves that shit. One that hit me particularly was that there was kind of like a foam. They had like a foam. It was like a foam block, and then you could like squeeze the foam block, and it just had like an interesting like crunching sound. That hit me a lot. One Karina reminded me that I love the most too is if you look at her background on YouTube.com and you search so much internet, if you look at her background, she has a lot of beans, like dried beans. Right, and just the sound of all the beans like going into
Putting your hand into your hand.
Because it could be a sound or a feeling. You could relate it to a certain touch. For me, I think ASMR especially hits when it comes to like someone like whispering into my ear, like actually whispering into my ear, not like a sound of someone whispering to my ear. Someone actually whispering to my ear. That being said, Rachel, we're curious. What's a sound that absolutely interests you and a sound that absolutely disgusts you?
I'll start with disgust because came to me quicker. So like I grew up sharing a bedroom with 3 sisters, and when they would bring their water to the room for the night, and then, it would be like 2 a.m. and I would just hear the sound of water filling up into, that's not the sound. I was trying to animate the emphasis.
What's funny, is there liquid in that bottle? Because I was going to say, I'm surprised you didn't just pour it.
There is water, but there's old liquid in that cup, so I don't want to mix it.
Mix it too, okay.
So the sound of water pouring into a cup or pouring it bothers me because it triggers memories of not being able to sleep because of it.
So I'm sorry. So let's say you'd be knocked out, and then in the middle of the night you just hear blah, 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 like that's what you would hear.
Yes, and it would like I'm a very light sleeper, so it would wake me up.
Got it.
I would ask them not to do it, and it's basically my problem. You know how sisters argue. So, I had to kind of deal with it and live with it. So wherever, I don't know, it's a couple of years since I moved out and it still bothers me. It does.
So is there, so you I'm sure you've told Anthony like, yo, do not pour a cup of water.
Don't you ever come
Middle of the
over
night.
and pour that water.
Is that fucking Aquafina?
Oh my gosh, the presidential debate just started playing. I'm so sorry.
Oh my god, ASMR.
I was like, why are people arguing?
Yeah, have you ever told him that? Did you ever tell him like, hey, like I hate that?
I've definitely told him that. To be honest, it's kind of sad, but he doesn't drink that much water for me to even like hear him pour it. That's
great. I mean, does it have to be water, or is just any liquid?
Any liquid. Oh, the liquid's gonna make the same sound, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Oof. I know for Hector. Is it for Hector? Hector, you love the sound of like a crisp can opening up.
Ooh.
I don't think I've ever expressed that, and I like that sound. I don't think I've expressed that. Like, ooh, I love that.
Just assuming that about him.
I assume a lot of things about Hector.
I was wondering what he's gonna assume about me.
It's probably the worst thing you can do to a friend. Like Hector could be like somewhere, and then he'll get a pink cup, and I'm like, oh, Hector loves pink. And it's just like that's just not how that works.
I like the color pink.
I don't know what. I mean, I know the beans for you, Karina, but what is the sound that you hate? Actually, let me before I go to you, Hector. What's the sound you love and hate?
Yeah.
But you didn't even get to Rachel's.
Oh no, we didn't get to Rachel's like. My brain goes 1,000 miles per hour. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
You signed up for this.
A sound that I love, the sound of rain. The sound of rain, heavier light.
Yeah. Same.
I mean, yeah, we're talking about the sensitive hearing, but I think we all love the smell of rain too. Like,
yes. Humidity.
You know what? I've done before, and I don't know if any of you guys have, but I'll play there are these like 10-hour long videos on YouTube of thunderstorms and stuff like that, and hearing the thunder crashing. That's like, it's so, I don't know why it makes you feel so safe.
Do you guys think it's because we're city folk and we're not near that at all?
Like,
is that what it is?
We're
why we like it?
Yeah, why we enjoy it particularly much more than other people?
Well, actually,
do we? I feel like a lot of people enjoy it.
I mean,
I'm just wondering for like this crowd because we're all from the city, you know. Like, is that why we enjoy it more maybe than other people?
Well, I will say, I think it feeds into the fact that we are not used to living in total silence. Like we hear traffic outside, and you know.
Yeah, there's always something interrupted. It's like a crisp, nice waterfall, rainfall, and then you just hear. It just like, ruins everything.
Yeah, or like, you know, a couple fighting. I mean, that's my block, but
everyone's block.
So
everyone's block.
You just hear in the background, Anthony, I was choking on an olive, and then like, it's me. We're a couple fighting.
It's just like an out of body experience.
Yeah.
No, I think it speaks to the fact that when we stay somewhere upstate or anywhere quiet, it feels uncomfortable because that noise we're used to, and it helps us go to sleep. It reminds us of home, and I think that's why we're drawn to that constant sound throughout the night.
Like my parents can't sleep to the sounds of the city, and I 100% can. It's why, like, I think the correlation between rain, there's a correlation between the sensation of rain sounds and us is white noise. You know, there's a constant sound being played, which also comes into part of ASMR when you hear like a lot of scratching or a lot of tapping. Like you just hear constant tapping, you drown yourself into this thing, or page turning. You know, like you just hear the pages turning and turning. You're like, ooh, because you get that I guess that reward of like, ooh, I completed something when you hear page turning. You're like, oh, I just read this page. Here's the next page, and now all you just hear is page turning. Mm-hmm. That being said, Hector, what is something you like and dislike when it comes to sounds?
So when it comes to sounds, like something that really triggers me, and like I don't really like, is when I hear people like chewing or swallowing water. Like it.
Water.
Hurts.
Yo, this is water theme.
Anti-water.
Everyone just hates water. Okay.
No, I love water. Liquid. Whenever they gulp or they're chewing, it really, really irks me. Like a lot.
You're not close enough, Eddin. There we go.
Boy.
Disgusting.
You're
There you go.
slurping. You're slurping obnoxious is different.
Still obnoxious.
You're doing it on purpose, so it doesn't like trigger me. But it's like when people are just naturally doing it, it's they're feeding themselves, and it's wrong of me to feel this way. But it's like they're just feeding themselves, and I just hear the noise, and it just irks me so bad.
That is
drinking.
gross.
You know what's funny about this, Rachel, is that we were looking before we started. People we all knew together. So Hector knows a lot of people in terms of like the film program or just doing film in CCNY. So I don't want to say people's name out loud, but there's people, right? And I think we said it before we started recording.
Oh
Right.
gosh.
But he does sound is the funny part. So I can imagine how many times you've lobbed somebody up and you just hear the gulping from something they're doing.
Gosh.
We don't really that doesn't happen. So
No,
That
you
doesn't
never
happen?
overheard like.
I've never really overheard like someone like because I don't think I've done a scene where someone's eating or drinking something like.
In what case do you hear people gulping then?
When they swallow liquids.
eating.
When they're drinking like right next to you.
Yeah.
Oof.
I can hear it. Like if you really like stop and listen, you can hear people gulping.
You can stop and listen.
Yeah.
You can really do it. Like,
Stop, don't listen.
Yeah, don't listen. You're setting yourself up for that thing.
It's not that I do it. It's just my ears pick it up. I was like, fuck.
What do you do? Like, well, actually, you know what? Yeah, what did you do, Rachel, when that would happen? Like when you would hear the water or the liquid pouring into the cup, what would you do?
I don't know, just roll my eyes. I mean, like, I wouldn't. I don't know. I used to put the earplugs in my ear, but it was uncomfortable for me. I sleep with the eye mask on though, because I love the darkness. But I don't know why I said it like that.
Love the darkness.
Yeah, I was gonna say something, but I forgot. So
That's okay.
Circle back to me.
Hector, okay, so you hate people gulping or just drinking or swallowing, right?
Just chewing.
What do you?
Swallowing.
Chewing.
Yeah.
I can imagine chewing. People who chew with their mouth open is weird as fuck to me.
But you can even hear them chew when their mouth is closed, and that's the problem. That's the problem.
Everything annoys you, huh?
like even when it comes to mukbangs, it irks me so much.
Oh yeah, right. Mukbang is a big part of ASMR lately. Do you know what mukbang is, Rachel?
I do, sir. Yes.
Yeah. So for people who don't know what mukbang is, it's essentially a lot of food in front of you, typically aesthetically pleasing, right? And then usually just one person right next to a microphone chewing and eating all of this food. Just eating all, like, I remember the weirdest one I saw, not weirdest, but the one that caught my attention that I'm like, I'm gonna watch this real quick, was like 8 bowls of ramen. Like 8 big bowls of ramen. And I don't mean just noodle and broth. I mean noodle, broth, egg, like the fish cake.
Too much to be consuming.
Just a lot. Too much to be eating. But boy, did they eat it. Too much internet. Go figure. But man, did they eat it, and loudly. So I can imagine how something like that would be triggering to you. Hector, what do you like?
That's a good question. What do I like?
He's like, I've never considered what I like in life.
I always look at what I hate. I never look at what I like. Definitely
Same.
rain. Like I actually experienced like a lot of like very heavy anxiety recently, and like the rain really calmed me. Like I would like listen. Like I would like put like these sleep earmuffs, whatever that thing that I have, and I would like just hear like ASMR videos of like this person just talking me through like a sleep hypnosis kind of thing. And they would just talk, and then like throughout the video at some point they would like play rain noises or just white noise, and then that would really calm me down. So yeah, I guess that.
I love that he started whispering. Like, I don't know if y'all
I
realize that.
whisper when I talk too much.
No.
I mean, that mindset.
I mean that in the best way possible, though. It's like, yeah, I just love rain
really
falling. It's like, it's good.
No, like it was calming him down, and I get it.
He went into his zen.
I find it kind of stressful, the whispering part, because I don't like whispering in general. I don't like I don't know. Do you guys like find yourself having to whisper a lot in public and stuff?
Hector whispers
I've
all
never
the
like.
time.
Oh my gosh, whispering drives me crazy, and I hate. It stresses me out. I mean, I think I'm talking really loudly now because these are soundproof headphones, but people who constantly talk on such a low volume.
Yo, just say Hector's name already.
No. He's fine, but like that bothers me because then I have to get closer to them. Like, what did you say?
And then now you're in close proximity.
Yeah.
It's which is by the way the biggest thing when it comes to whispering, close proximity. People love the idea of someone just being so gentle but yet so close to them, because that's hard for a lot of people to let people get super close and then like be able to talk to them without feeling like, you know, spit's gonna get on you. They're gonna be obnoxiously loud or something like that, like me. So yeah, that makes sense. I'm not surprised that whispering really bothers you.
I have a problem when I speak at a low volume because I'm just not confident in myself when I speak. So like it tends to just dip a lot.
Oh, you're unsure.
I talk too much.
I thought it was when you have headphones on. I feel because whenever we've given you headphones, you just start whispering. I'm like,
that's what happens. That's like the excuse because it's there, but it's honestly because I am not confident in myself.
No, I've done that before. It's low self-esteem when like you start talking. You start making a statement, and as the sentence goes on, you drift off, and
you just let it die.
I do that all the time.
I know, we know.
I don't know any. No, but I'm telling you, as someone who like, I mean, I've had low self-esteem pretty much all my life. So when I'm in a group setting, I usually, if I make a statement and I feel that people aren't listening to me, sure, I'm going to trail off and. You know, if they don't care, why should I? So
right.
That's why
I'm laughing because I could correlate. I could. What's the word?
We can relate.
We can all relate. Yeah, we definitely. Yeah. You're just like you're talking. You're like yes, and you're like, what am I saying? Oh no, everyone's looking at me now. What do I do? Why is my hand shaking like this? And you're just doing this the whole time. Karina, what's a sound you hate and a sound you like?
A sound I like? I wouldn't say a sound I like, but a thing I like watching is when they cut up soap into little squares and just scrape it off.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yes, I love it.
Little tiny. So I knew somebody who would like cut little tiny pieces of soap and like bring it around with them in case there was no hand soap in bathrooms.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Was that before hand sanitizer was invented?
Yeah, before hand sanitizer was invented. They're like, let's cut little tiny pieces of soap and then just use it.
Flex, but okay.
Yeah, I don't have a purse big enough for that, but okay.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, but you were saying so you like the soap cutting?
Soap cutting, and thing that I hate, like like silverware just like scraping on a plate. I really hate that.
I can understand that.
On a school
it's
board.
like
nobody likes
chalk on a board.
Oh, you mean nails on a board?
Nails on a board. Knock on the wood, baby. You owe me I guess water.
Coke? Oh, water.
I'm not your date.
Blah, 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 blah. Some sounds, that being said.
I'm sorry, hand sanitizer was made in 1966.
Why is that a fact that I know you're the fact guy?
I'm just saying, like you said, they would walk around before.
Oh, it was made in 66?
Yeah.
Was it?
I mean, hand sanitizer has been around for a bit, so I don't know.
Did it kill 99.9% of germs like it does now?
This is 98.
Yeah,
like probably 98.
So they had.
Speak your truth, Rachel.
You're right.
Some of the most popular sounds when it comes to ASMR or triggers, a lot of people like to call them triggers, would be whispering. It'd be scratching and tapping, which I find tapping obnoxious, yet I probably do it a lot because I'm really anxious all the time. Blowing, physical touch. There is personal attention. That is a form of ASMR. There's page turning.
I didn't know.
Yeah, there's hair play, which Hector loves.
Oh yeah, he
does. Right?
Oh my God, that's
understandably. There's role play.
That's number one.
There is concentration. There's eating, which is where it correlates back to mukbang. There's sticky fingers. That's the one that freaks me out the most. Sticky fingers, yes. And then to go even faster, so then we could get the history of ASMR. There's humming, buzzing, chewing, water drops, correlated back to Rachel loving rain, ticking clock, motor humming, cat purring, and then when it comes to physical, there's ear brushing, hair play, massage, situational. There's certain words like moist.
Oof.
Moist. Some people hate it, some people love it. Moist. Things with S, P, and K.
Moist.
Or whispered. Yeah, so it's like, that's moist. Like, people love that. Personal attention, role play, eye contact, and then visual hand movements, watching someone concentrate. So I feel like that's where, like, to bring in full circle with Rachel loving people watching, I think that's what it is.
That makes a lot of sense.
And I don't know, when you first had said it, and you were like, it's not when people are, like, doing things, like, to be, like, super like known. It's when they're in their own zone. I understood that the moment you said that. Like, you see someone reading, you're like, like they are in full concentration, they are in their own world. What are they thinking? And then you just go and go and go and go. Yeah, so that being said, those are different varieties when it comes to ASMR. Karina, hit us with some historia.
Really? You ready for the history of this?
Please.
Eddie.
Really interesting. No, it's not. I mean, yes, it is. So around the early 2000s, this chick named Jennifer Allen saw a video of space, right? And she felt this like tingling sensation in her scalp as the camera was pulling away and you could see the earth. So like any normal human being, she was like, what is this tingling sensation? So she Googled it and and nothing came up. And she was like, okay, that's weird. So every few years she would Google it, but nothing would come up until 2009 when she came across a message board called Steady Health. And there was this post called, what was it called? Sorry. Weird Sensation Feels Good. And in this post, it was like a bunch of people like talking and saying the same thing. They felt that sensation that she felt, but like they had different triggers like hair brushing or like nail tapping and stuff like that. And Alan was very interested in finding out what causes this and why it causes this. So she knew she needed like a sciencey name for it before she like, in order to be taken seriously, basically. So she came up with ASMR, which stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response.
Oof, that's a mouthful.
It is a mouthful. I had to think about it.
You're a mouthful.
So autonomous is like you feel it yourself. Sensory is because you sense it. Meridians because it's at its peak. And then response is your response to that sensory thing.
Yo, so when she said that to me the first time, I was like,
wow, it all makes sense.
Makes sense.
So she coined this term in 2010. And then from there, she made a Facebook group called...
Ooh, suspense.
It doesn't say. Sorry. But anyway, so the Facebook group like blew up. It like became super duper popular. And like people started like sharing videos and links and their experiences with stuff. But now they were sharing videos not just in passing, but like to the purpose of inducing ASMR. So then in 2005, the Facebook group kind of like dwindled down because it kind of like out of nowhere became a trend. And everyone was doing their own ASMR videos and, you know, everyone was just doing it. And she was like, there's no need for this Facebook group anymore because it became this trend. And
we did it.
Yeah. And they did it.
I feel like she should have kept it though. Like that's where it all started. I
mean, it's still there, but like, I feel like it served no purpose because everyone's just doing it now. It's not an exclusive thing.
It's not exclusive anymore. Okay. Yeah. I get that.
What year did you guys first like? I didn't know about ASMR until 2018. So I'm curious when you guys knew it existed.
I'm going to have to agree with you. I think that's the same thing for me. 2018.
Probably the same.
Yeah, because like at that point, again, I mean, it wasn't Vine, but there was slime and that soap stuff that Karina was talking about, and then like slime particularly, people sold slime on Etsy. Like they sold slime packets, which when it comes to slime, it's like it's used with a lot of like clear glue and some other elements, obviously some coloring, glitter, and people just loved watching Fold It. And I understood that. There was an app I actually used to have pre-COVID that I used to use a lot, and I definitely don't have it anymore. But what it was.
Oh, was it the
game
fruit thing?
Yes.
Was the fruit thing?
Yes.
Oh,
So
yes.
what would happen in this game, it was just it would be a
Fruit
potato.
Ninja?
No. It was like you would have one big potato, right? Right, and then it would give you like you could use a knife or shaver or whatever, and what the point of the game, and you could win no matter what, was to get the longest shaving. And you would hear the sensation of like the shave going, and it would be spinning. I just spit so much, you guys have no idea. Take that ASMR. But you would want to get the longest peel, and it would just like all you hear is like shh, and you're like, oh. Meanwhile, you're like, I'm
orgasmic.
It's orgasmic, and like I'm on the train, and I'm just like, ooh, ooh. Like, but yeah, for me, 2018, I would probably agree with you. Is where I kind of like started hearing ASMR and be like, oh, okay, I get it. What about you, Hector? 2018 for me.
Interesting. I can't pinpoint a day of year where like, ooh, I know when I started listening to ASMR. I probably was listening to ASMR before I even knew it was ASMR. So I think it was probably a mukbang video for me.
Ooh, okay.
But where it was like, oh, it's ASMR. That's when I realized it was ASMR. It was a mukbang video. Like probably like in 2016, maybe.
Early ASMR.
Early, yeah.
I mean, what about you? What about you? Yeah, before it was like super cool. Well, Karina, you said the same thing for you, right? Like 2018ish?
I think so. I think it was like slime on Instagram. Maybe.
Bro, that's slime, bro. Slime was like a huge
Slime
thing.
just feels really good. It's so
it
squishy.
looks pleasing.
No,
Yeah.
it feels good.
Have you used slime?
She's like, I'm talking about how it feels.
Yeah.
Have you used it?
Have you touched slime, Karina?
Have you not touched slime? Because
Yeah, slime
Probably
does
not.
feel. It's kind of
it's like
nice.
It's not adhesive, but when you go into it, you have a grip on it, and it kind of. If you were to squeeze it, correct me if I'm wrong, like it would break apart.
it
depends.
Yeah, it would depend. It pours through your fingers if you do like a grip like that, and it just feels nice between your fingers. Or like I don't know how to explain it. It just feels good.
Have you ever made slime, Karina?
No, I haven't.
I would love to make slime. Can you guys make slime on a podcast? Would you
That
do
being said, oh yeah, no doubt. We could definitely make slime.
that
on
would
the
be
podcast.
so cool. Do that.
So I don't know if you guys remember what the name of this is. I've definitely made this before with my sister actually, because she was the one that told me. She was like, "Look at this weird thing," and it was during like the hurricane, like that hurricane in like 2012 that happened. I don't know if y'all remember. Yeah, Sandy. There you go, Sandy in NYC. Yeah, and it was the one that you made with like cornstarch or in like baking soda or shit like that. But what would happen? I think it's like called floop or something like that. I don't remember. But
Oop.
you would make it, and so like if you were to like move it around, if you were to move it around, it would turn hard, right? You could like move it in your hand, it would turn hard, and if you were to let it go, it just starts to instantly like melt. That's probably one of my closest experience when it comes to slime. That and Nickelodeon. Yeah, it'd be half. So it says basic fluffy slime recipe: half a cup of shampoo, a quarter cup of cornstarch, mix well, food coloring, a tablespoon of water, and stir.
I know
If you
like
guys-
kinetic sand. Is that
Kinetic
is that,
sand is like another one. That's
okay,
like that.
yeah.
Ooh, that's
Ooh,
pleasing.
when they chop into kinetic sand. Ooh.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's so
Yes.
satisfying.
I'm going on Amazon right now and finding kinetic sand.
You buy some?
You know what that reminds me of? Now that we're mentioning all of this, fidget toys. Remember that?
Those are
Like
The-
the fidget spinner.
Yeah.
I didn't.
I don't have them. They're back home.
Again, me being not interested in what everyone's interested in, I was like,
Nah, this ain't for me.
I'm the most fidgety mother ever you'll ever meet. But I don't know. I feel like it did nothing for my anxiety. I was like, what is this?
There was other things like a little cube that you could like do things on it too.
Clickers and
that
stuff
was
like
my
that.
shit. Yes, the clicking. Oh, I used to love that. I feel like that's something you would probably hate. Now that I think about it, just hear all that clicking and then maybe like you see
in the middle of the night.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say.
God.
Don't be like in the middle of the night.
Go to bed. No, I would not be.
Can you sleep? Can you sleep through the rain? The sound of rain?
Yeah, I told you. Are you asking me?
Yeah.
I said I would put like a 10-hour loop on.
Oh, that's what you would sleep to. Okay.
Yeah. No, you know what's funny? Over the summer, I was sleeping at over at Anthony's cousin's house, and so me and his sister, we were sharing the bed for the night, and it was just way too quiet. This is country club. Yeah. So it's really quiet there, and we were like, it's way too quiet. So I put on a Rainstorm on Spotify. But the thing is, Spotify playlists, these songs are, 4 to 5 minutes long. So every 4 to 5 minutes, it would just get awkwardly silent. So after about 20 minutes of this,
you can put it on loop, right?
Yeah, no, but there would still be silence, I guess, for even like a millisecond. So then after like 20 minutes, Julie, his sister, she's like, can you just find a YouTube video, Rachel? Like, she was so, she was like, this is weird. Like, it's either constant noise or, nothing at all. So,
right. Yeah. Okay. That's fair. Is there anything else in terms of history, Karina? Or would you like to move on to the facts of ASMR?
No, that's pretty much the history of ASMR. Yeah.
Bet. Hector, hit us with a couple of facts so then we could go to the word of the week.
Okay, here's some facts. No facts. There's no facts. ASMR is pretty new, and like the study behind it, the studying behind it is pretty only a decade of this. So there was a recent study being conducted, where they were just like looking at people. They studied a bunch of people and they looked at some of the triggers, and like they pretty much. I got some stats for you. so some of the common triggers, like the ones that you mentioned earlier, Eddin, like whispering, personal attention, crisp sounds, like metallic foil, tapping fingernails, stuff like that, slow movements. So like 75% of participants, they were triggered by whispering. And so that's like the highest the highest ASMR that people react to.
So when they're just whispering. Now I can't stop hearing Scars telling me like, yo, make it more breathy. Put more breath into it. Whisper into it. Mm-hmm.
The next time you leave a voicemail, just like,
the second highest was with 69% was personal attention, which I was like, what does that even mean?
Yeah, what does that mean? So you like give someone attention?
So yeah, it was like
I'm pretty much it. There are videos.
There it's just pretty much videos where it's role play, where the person doing this video is like concentrating on you and asking you questions like,
ooh, no.
Yeah, that's weird.
That sounds like a nightmare.
That's funny.
So it's like something like, like they're just focusing. Did you have to cancel your plans because of current events? And call your mother. Like just giving you that, giving you attention, just giving you attention, stuff like that. Just like making it personal about you. I'm like, oh shit. So 69% people.
I guess that's good for training, right? Like if you don't know what social interaction is, that is it. That's like call and response kind of a thing.
But I feel like this part of social interaction is that you need a response. They're not really responding. You're just kind of asking questions.
It's like a generic kind of
yeah. It's kind of like when Dora's like, can you find it? And then there's moments of silence.
It's getting you to engage. And the third was with 64% was crisp sounds like fingernails and like tapping, stuff like that.
I'm surprised that's not the top one.
Crisp. Oh, that?
Because everyone loves that.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that so much.
Almost everyone loves that.
The last three are actually like airplane noise, vacuum cleaner
Ooh.
noise and laughing,
No.
which is like 3% and 2%. Like people were triggered by that. Laughing was the last, pretty much.
Oh, I love
You
hearing
guys-
people laugh. It makes me happy.
Yeah. I don't know. So it depends on their it depends on their laugh. I would say it depends on their laugh.
But
'Cause some
even if
people
their
laugh
laugh
pretty
is gross,
anonymously.
then I'm laughing at
I
their
was like, "Aw."
gross laugh, and then I'm happy.
I've definitely heard
nice.
some unique laughs before.
Oh, Arlen's.
Oh, Arlen's is one.
Yeah.
I do not remember her laugh.
I'm not gonna do it.
Do it.
I'm not gonna do it, but Arlen, if you ever listen or watch this, you just know your laugh is unique as hell. There was this one girl. I don't know if you remember, Hector. I'm not saying names, but she was part of the musical when we did West Side Story.
Oh.
And you helped her out with a certain situation with her skateboard. She also had a very unique laugh. Yes.
Are you not gonna imitate it?
Do you remember?
I don't remember it.
It was I can't do it because I feel like they're gonna listen to this one day and I'm gonna do it wrong. Because imitation is a form of flattery. I do believe in that, but if you fuck it up, I feel like that's not fair. But man, was it very intriguing. So I guess in that sense, I guess where laughing is bad. But I'm in the same route as you, Scar, when it comes to like, oh, okay, like I made someone laugh. I enjoy that sensation. Yeah.
That's different, right? There's hearing someone laugh because you didn't make them laugh, though. Like they're just laughing. It would be a little annoying, wouldn't it?
Do you hate when other girls make your fiance laugh?
No, but I feel like that. To be honest, I feel like that rarely happens.
Ooh.
No, but honestly, as of lately, he's only got like 95% of his clients are males, but no, I don't care. Like I want him to be happy. I'm not that crazy. Like other girls can make him laugh.
What's by far one of the craziest things you've done when it comes to that? Oh yeah, there you go.
When it comes to like my like
your fiance.
Possessiveness.
Yeah. What is possessiveness? I feel like nowadays people over exaggerate that.
Levels.
Well, I think when people say they are
Levels to this.
possessive as opposed to jealous, I think possessive is kind of this less extreme way of saying jealous. Like possessive is more like, he's mine. Let's, we're loyal to each other. I don't know what you're doing. But I say possessive because I think jealous is ugly, where you are mad at that girl for even giving him attention. I'm just possessive as in, of course you could interact with him, have a friendship with him, but there are boundaries. That's it.
But
Yeah. Most people are decent and they don't cross any boundaries. But okay, I'll tell you the craziest thing I did, but like it's really cringy, so whatever.
If you're comfortable with saying it. The only reason I ask you is because you're the only one here that's engaged.
No, sure.
You're our first engaged person in our group.
Can I just ask y'all to like, oh damn. Listen, I'm telling you, it happens out of nowhere.
It just happens.
It just happens and doesn't go away. I don't know. Okay, first, can I preface it by like asking, are you guys like kind of the jealous type or anything? Maybe think of a moment that you did something and even you were like, oh, okay, like kind of surprised at yourself. Okay, so sit with that and bear with me. So when I started dating him, I didn't know this term. Someone who is a slide is a side chick. Or a side person. Have y'all heard that? Like a slide.
I have, yeah.
Okay,
100%.
So when I first started dating him, I had insane trust issues because I came out of like this crazy situationship and it scarred me. And honestly, Anthony is such a damn wonderful person that I'm like, it's too good to be true. You're kind of like, there's got to be something. Life cannot be this fair to me. So for a long time, I would go on his phone when he fell asleep, and I was sleeping over. And I would check everything, socials, text, nothing. I would find anything. So then one night.
You went on his phone and you find nothing.
Yes, and I would find absolutely
Not
nothing.
listening.
And no, it's okay. At
I
least
thought she meant like she went on. I thought she meant she went on her own phone and was like right next to him. Like, yeah, I'm gonna find something.
Oh, my bad. No, I should have clarified that.
No, you're pretty good.
No, you're good.
He just overthinks. He overthinks.
So I would go on his phone. I wouldn't
straightforward.
find anything, and it's kind of weirdly disappointing when you're looking for something
And you find nothing.
and you find
Damn.
nothing. So on the iPhone, there's this like built-in app called Slides. And I clicked on it thinking, wait, slides, like maybe.
Oh, like PowerPoints?
Yeah, I was like,
Yo.
like slides, maybe there's a girl's number here, and he put in the Slides app. It was so pathetic. I had to take a shower after that. I felt so gross.
You're like, why is there 18 slides here, Anthony?
Oh, that's so pathetic.
That's not. I don't even think that's even slightly pathetic. Funny enough, like like you thought that was the worst you found. That means your brain had to go so far into the idea of it and be like, this means something somewhere. So
true.
I gotta go like put like. Have you ever? I mean, did you ever tell him that you did that?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I told him probably like a year ago, when you have a long talk with someone and you start like confessing things.
When everything's okay.
I did that.
Yeah. When it's far back enough to like you feel
Yeah.
removed from, the effects of it.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's hilarious. No, I think that's cool. I feel like that's not personally. I don't even think that was like the craziest thing. That was probably.
Oh, man.
I think it's. I mean, not that it's normalized, and people shouldn't do this. Like when it comes to like looking at other like your significant other's phones, but I feel like a lot of people do that. Like a lot of
Especially if
people.
you're coming like from a not so okay relationship
Right.
beforehand, and you're just like, to be safe, I just want to make sure.
Exactly.
Right.
I feel like it's so easy to be unfaithful, even if it's a micro version of it, it's so easy that I could see why a lot of females and males we get paranoid. We just want to check out of it's kind of just plain curiosity,
Especially because back then you would have to like literally go see that person to cheat. Now you could do like micro cheating. Do you guys know what micro cheating is?
Is it like virtual?
It's mainly virtual. Yeah. So
Okay.
you could go like some. One rule I think for me when it comes to relationships is that you have to establish what is the line in the very beginning. So for some people, liking and commenting on another person's picture is whatever, depending on the context. But to other people, that might be a huge deal. Like if it's like maybe like a person you don't know. Like let's say, Karina, your significant other comments on another person's page and they put like heart eyes and stuff, and you see it like
Fucking dare you.
yeah, like she could react like that, or she could be like, oh, okay, it's whatever. But it's setting that boundary. But micro cheating is where like you're having like a social interaction with someone on social media, and it could be perceived as more than just platonic. Yeah, so it all goes across the board when it comes to that.
I mean, I will say like girls have a share of like thirsty guys that will comment, and it will look to a third party as though something's going on. Mm-hmm. Because guys are bold and they want to shoot their shot. They don't care if you're married, engaged, whatever. I get comments like that, and they're a little suggestive, but like Anthony has seen the way I respond to them. Like if, a random guy from India is like, love you, Rachel, then I say, I love you back. If you have love to give me, I'm fine with giving love back to you. And he is so like not like me that, I don't know how I would feel if it was the other way around. Mm. Like, I'm glad that he's okay with it. We're honest enough with each other that like I share that with him, but
that's cool.
I don't know how I would be. I really don't know. I think I would have to find some compromise where either I don't do it or I have to be okay with him doing it because I do it, because you have to be fair also.
Right. That's cool. That's dope. Hector, is there any more facts when it comes to ASMR that you would like to bless us with?
Did you guys know that there is an ASMR university?
Huh? ASMR
What?
Degree?
ASMR.
You can get an ASMR degree up in this bitch. Just let me tell you.
What?
ASMR university. .com. It's not a real degree though, but you know you can get a bachelor's, a master's, and a doctoral degree in ASMR.
How?
This is like a virtual, like an online course.
It's part. I think it's online.
That's fantastic. I mean, I think that's cool. I think like more power to you, honestly. Be your own boss.
Yeah.
If you could have, you know how like when it comes to like college and your degree, you could have a focus.
Mm-hmm.
What would be your focus? Let's start with Scar first, though. What would be your focus?
Oh.
And your bachelor's of ASMR, I focused on.
Oh my gosh. Oh wow. Well, I mean, I deal with a lot of sound, so yeah, I think I would just want to master like, you know, nail clacking and, you know, yeah.
Nail clacking. Oh, that sounds harsh.
You know, 64% of people like it. Okay.
Hey, look at that.
Remember.
And that's a fact. And that's a fact. What about you, Hector?
I don't know. I don't really like ASMR like that, so I don't really know.
Mm-hmm. You have your doctorate in ASMR.
Why don't you become like a storm chaser so you could record like rain falling and stuff like that?
Wow, yeah. Oh fuck, yeah.
Go for it.
Wow.
Rain. Oh, what about you, Karina?
I think dogs running on wooden floors.
Oh, yeah. I feel that.
That'd be what you focus on.
Yeah, the pep.
No, because we have a dog. He does that.
Yeah, I love that sound. I'm like,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
coming.
It's so cute. It's so cute.
The little nails just.
Yeah.
I just loved how perfect that was because it is pat, 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 pat. It's nothing else but pat, 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 pat. For me, it would be the soda can crisps. Like the gas escaping from.
Wait,
okay.
so you assume that on me, but it was your thing.
But it was his.
Because you said this to me
With you,
before. You won't believe this, but I promise you, you've said this to me before.
I might have agreed with you. Oh yeah, that sound does sound fire.
And I forever assume that you love that sound. That's how we learn about people.
No money.
But yeah, what's any other fact?
No, we're good there.
Okay, we're good there. Well, I'm so upset you said that while I was drinking my coffee. I'm like,
Stop drinking your coffee. Let's move on.
okay, so that being said, we moved on. That is ASMR. Before we go, obviously, every single week we do a thing called. How about you say it, Scar? Do you know what we do every week?
Oh, we do a word of the week.
The word of the week.
Well, what is the word of the week, Hector?
I think it goes without saying. The word of the week is ASMR.
ASMR. Beautiful. What is ASMR?
ASMR. That tingling feeling you get when someone says Mufasa.
What?
What?
That tingling feeling you get when someone says Mufasa.
Okay.
I guess so. Yeah.
I tingled. Okay.
I'm sorry, I have to take this all in real quick.
Wait, I'm sorry. You guys make your own definitions of the word.
Well, Hector did this time especially.
Yeah, I definitely.
Let me just say.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, this is Hector written all over it. I didn't expect that. Mufasa.
Don't
Okay.
you love Lion King, bro? It's awesome.
Mufasa, Lion King.
Did you
I didn't watch the second one, by the way. I don't know if you guys saw it.
But no one's
Never
talking about
seen-
the second one.
No,
It
second.
was about the first one.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, have you guys seen the second one?
The
It's
cartoon
3.5.
one?
There's 3.5.
Oh yes,
Lion
there
King?
is 3.5.
Is it 3.5 or is
it's
it
2.5? Oh,
Was it like 2.5 or is it
it's 1.5?
It was 1.5. It was in
Wait,
between the first and the
Wait,
second.
okay, Eddin's searching it up, right? I think it is 1.5.
Joke's on you guys. It's 1.5. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I love how we all
One of
said
those.
different ones. Yeah.
2.5,
That's so
3.5.
great.
1.5.
You didn't see the second one? With,
There is a second one, which is
young
Simba's
Scar.
Pride.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's young Scar.
And then get this, there is a third one, and I will 100% cash app you $1 if you guess it right. Without Googling it.
Hands up. Okay.
What is the third Lion King called?
Pride Rock.
All right, Karina.
Lion's Revenge.
Hector. You better not be cheating, buddy.
No, I'm not. Scar's Return.
Hakuna Matata.
You know what's that?
Yeah.
So disappointing.
Should have known.
Man, everyone wanted
So
some
cliche.
revenge. Oh, yeah, right. I can't believe it's called.
That goes to show.
Yeah,
Probably
sequels.
will.
Lions.
Stop doing sequels. I think what would be a funny way to do ASMR, for example, for all of us is we'll say something and we'll put a comment, but that's ASMR. So for me, it would be fuck. What's that shit called now? What's the poppy thing?
Slime.
What's that poppy thing in
the
a package?
bubble wrap.
Bubble wrap.
Bubble wrap. Now that's ASMR. That's for me. What about you, Scar?
Oh, the nail clicking. That's everything.
I just made the format.
What?
I'd say some more.
That's ASMR.
Oh,
He wants you-
wait. Oh,
Eddin's not clear.
oh,
with
I'm
this.
so
I wasn't
sorry.
clear. I wasn't clear.
No, it's okay. Nails tapping on your cell phone. That's ASMR.
Ooh, there you go. All right, Hector. That's ASMR.
A good one.
Mukbangs. That's ASMR.
Ooh, I love how you whispered into it. I just want to say
Yeah.
that real quick. Karina, you already know where this is going.
I can't even.
Did you do that on
didn't
purpose?
even
Because we
hear
couldn't hear
you.
you.
No, I actually said something.
Oh, you whispered
You didn't
so
say
low.
anything.
Just bring it up just a little slight.
Everyone that's listening, just look at their phone to make sure that their track is still playing.
Whispering, that's ASMR.
Oh, there you
That
go.
sounded nice.
There you go. Guys, that is the word of the week. We have LeaveAScar here. Before you go, tell us where everyone can find you and what we should be looking forward to for the future of your career. And I'm going to say experience because I'm going to say you're an experience in itself.
I appreciate that. Thank you. So I am LeaveAScar, one word on all music platforms. That's also my TikTok. On Instagram and Facebook, LeaveAScar with 2 R's. Twitter, LeaveAScar with 3. And my next song, Jim, is coming out next month. I'm going to drop a little preview. So make sure to look out for that. And a music video coming 2021.
Ooh,
Hey.
all the promo
Okay.
going on. Hell yeah. Well, guys, thank you so much for listening to the Too Much Internet podcast. And if you don't, you should make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube. Too Much Internet, just search it up. You will see this beautiful video up there along with other episodes and other stuff that we do on our YouTube page. And we are available on all of your streaming platforms, Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, and also very soon in Amazon Music. That's right. Yeah, that's right. We're hopping up. We're hopping aboard. It's still called Amazon Music Audible.
Okay.
You would think it would be called Amazon Podcast, but for some reason they didn't do it. So they have a podcast section in their Amazon Music. So just there we go. But yeah, so make sure you subscribe and we'll show you some love. Show us some love and make sure you use this week's word of the week. This has been an episode of the Too Much Internet podcast. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.